This is a continuation of the question. What if you're buying a house with the condition is as is? The seller says, hey, take it or leave it. Here's what we're giving you. You're buying the house as is, but the lender is requiring things to be done to the house. What do you do? Right? That's a very, I don't want to say common, but it can be very common in the sense that if you're buying a house as is and they're not willing to negotiate, in most cases, there's probably financial institutions like banks because they took a property back and they got foreclosed or they had to foreclose on somebody. So if it's listed as is, and now let's say the home inspection that the buyer did found out there's foundation issues. Okay, well, first of all, mortgage lenders don't typically see home inspections, but we do see appraisals, right? So if our appraiser goes out there and the appraiser says, hey, I see foundation issues, we say, hey, Mr. Buyer, you might want to get that checked. Mr. Buyer does, and he realizes there's issues. Well, the seller says as is, they're not going to fix it. So what do? There are programs that can help you do that, but you're going to have to switch programs because now it may become a renovation loan or a rehab or remodel loan to where now it's no longer you just buying a house. It's now you buying a house with work to be done. And that absolutely changes the game. That changes your rate, changes the timeline, changes the process. So the answer is if you have an as is home and there's stuff that has to be done, not want to be done, like, oh, I want to put in this or do that. If it has to be done, the only way then, if the sellers aren't willing to do it and it's something the lender mandates, is to flip it over to some type of rehab or some type of program, escrow, or hold back something to figure that out. So we don't love those scenarios because ultimately we prefer not to do the rehab loan if you don't want to and we don't want to. But the reality is you got to do what you got to do to get the house sometimes. So fix it, renovate it, call us back when you're ready and it's done and we'll see if a refinance makes sense and go from there. But that's if repairs are required, then chances are you may need to change the mortgage program. So that's my answer. If you have any questions, thoughts, feedback, if you have a scenario that's real specific, maybe there's a tweak in there that's not 100% accurate because again, every loan is going to be unique. So reach out to us, mortgagemark.com. And when you think mortgage, think Mark.